Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Sing it, don't worry about a thing. Scuba-dip-a-dip-a-dip. Every little thing is gonna be alright. Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. Three little birds pitched by my doorstep, singing sweet songs of sweet melodies pure and good. Sing it, this is my message to you. Yeah. Sing it, don't worry about a thing. Sing it out loud. Woo! Every little thing is gonna be alright. Don't worry. Woo! 'Cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. Three little birds pitched by my doorstep, singing sweet songs of sweet melodies pure and good. Sing it, this is my message to you. Yeah. Sing it, don't worry about a thing. Don't worry, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Don't worry about a thing. Why? 'Cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Sansi, don't worry about a thing.
Oh, that's wonderful. Bongani. Bongani, that was wonderful. I think we just needed that here in the studio. It's been so somber. Yes, we've had highs, but there have been so many lows as well. And people have been sad, and there's been so much silence. And Bongani, you've just changed the rhythm here in the studio. Thank you very much. Yeah. Bongani is going to be joining us here on the seat. And while he makes his way over, we'd just like to share some of the messages that have been coming in. Thanks for sending them in. Please keep those messages coming in. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, send it to us.
All right. Well, here's one. It says, reality bites. The truth starts to sink in that many of us, in fact, too many of us, that Nelson Mandela is no more as he takes his final journey to Qunu. Well, the Madiba send-off. Lingering feelings of sadness, but uplifted by the pride I feel, my sheer gratitude to all our struggle heroes and activists.
And then we got a message from Harold who says, farewell to the mighty warriors. Is you head to Qunu. May the grace of God carry you. Well, it's a whole different language there, but the message is coming out. Clear and strong there. And our last message we're going to share with you now, Modisani says, emotional. Madiba send-off. Goodbye, Tata. Surely we will miss you. Well, Bongani Ngumala was telling us now, is singing to us now, telling us everything's going to be all right. So, Bongani, everything's going to be all right.
I hope so.
The legacy, it's going to be all right. We're okay as South Africans.
With a hairstyle like that, everything is going to be all right.
No, for sure. I think the song couldn't be more appropriate for South Africa now, because there's this lingering message, or the message in the air, that white people, watch out. Now that Madiba is gone, there's going to be a fracas going on. And I don't think so. I think we've reached a point in our lives where we really, really appreciate Nelson for what he stood for, and we understand it. I mean, the man is forgiving. So what I learned from it.
And he also gave us time, didn't he? If this had happened 10 years earlier, it might have been a different scenario. Yeah. But again, he saw it right through to the end, didn't he?
For sure. And I think he lived long enough to realize himself that he had done his duty. Yeah. And now he can,
he's free.
Yeah, he can bow down and he can gracefully walk out and say he's done his job. And like musicians always write songs. If you look now, I was chatting to Selailo Selota before he started performing, that if you notice, all the music that has been playing is no longer party music. It's music that makes you reflect, and it's music with a message. And for some reason, everything just fell into place. Hence songs like Bob Marley, songs that take you back in time, that remind you that don't worry, we've been partying way too long. And I think in the music industry, that's what we've been doing. And the break between the music when Nelson was still a little boy and Nelson became a man and Nelson started dating. And now the music needs to interrelate and speak the message of hope.
And even if one didn't meet Madiba, somehow there's a significance, isn't there? I mean, did you meet him?
I've never met Mandela.
But it didn't matter, did it? You feel as though you've met him?
Yeah, and funny enough, I've been to the Mandela House so many times, and I thought at one point probably I'd bump into him. I would have loved to bump into him and talk to him and find out what it means to be him. But I live the legacy because I do 67 minutes of activism of Mandela. You know, I do my own bit in Alex, where we put together all the schools and we teach them how to plant vegetable gardens, and we teach them how to not rape from a young age, and how boys need to respect girls, and how to live together, and how to forgive. So yeah, I never met him, but I lived in his space and I lived in his time. So that means a lot. So when you actually try to implement what he stood for, it makes a hell of a lot of sense when you actually take it together with the music, and you live the 67 minutes, basically.
Absolutely. And we want to move beyond sort of just saying we must live the legacy. We want more meaningful dialogue now, don't we?
Yeah.
We need to sort of knuckle down and get on with the job of actually living his legacy.
There was actually a very ugly tweet that I read the other day, and I'm not going to get into detail about what it said verbatim. But in essence, it said that it came from a white man. But in essence, what he was trying to say was that in this legacy of Mandela...
It was what?
In this legacy of Mandela, he's saddened by the fact that we are taking over the street names, we are taking over the street towns, and it's irrelevant for him because living in this South Africa today, it would have made sense to start a new legacy of a new Mandela. And to me, it didn't make sense because I think he missed the point of a new South African who is neither black, white, nor Indian. It's just a new South African who wants to move forward. So the closure that I find in that statement is basically that I think we're moving on to be a human race that is South Africa, rather than just a black guy living in South Africa, white guy living in South Africa. So there is hope,
No, absolutely. We want to know that there's hope and everything's going to be all right.
Yeah, for sure.
Bongani, thank you.
That's so.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Bongani Ngumalo there. And going to an ad break, and we'll be back here live on 3.